Hi, K-Bridge. Happy Terrific Tuesday. Today, I'm going to read you a wonderful story called Library Mouse. And it's perfect for S week. Here's our letter S in our little meeting space. It's perfect because S is for a school library. The author is Daniel Kirk. And again, the book is called Library Mouse. Sam was a library mouse. His home was in a little hole behind the children's reference books, and he thought that life was very good indeed. Every day when the library was full of people walking up and down the aisles, studying, checking out books, and working on the computers, Sam was curled up in his little hole, sound asleep. Every night when the people went home and the room was dark and quiet, the library belonged to Sam. And here's Sam's little hole. Every night, Sam read and read and read. Sam read picture books and chapter books, biographies and poetry, cookbooks, sports books, fairy tales, ghost stories, and mysteries by the dozen. Sam's mind was filled with facts and information and images of faraway places, and his imagination brimmed over with wonder and fantasy. One night, Sam decided it was time that he wrote his own book. Sam folded over some little squares of paper that he took from the librarian's desk to make the pages. Then he found a pencil that he rolled underneath the shelf, and he began to write. Write what you know, Sam had read in a book about writing. So Sam wrote about being a mouse. He drew the pictures for his book by posing in his little mirror and sketching what he saw. Sam worked very hard, and finally his first book was done. He called it Squeak, A Mouse's Life, and he wrote on the cover, Words and Pictures by Sam. He went to the autobiography section of the library and tucked his first book onto the shelf. Then he went back to his little hole in the wall and waited. And there's Sam writing. And there's the book that he put on the library shelf. The next afternoon, sunlight streamed in through the library windows. "What's this?" asked a girl whose teacher had sent her to the library to do a book report. "I've never seen anything like this before," said the librarian, and she put Squeak, A Mouse's Life on her desk. Later, she showed it to the other librarians. Sam decided to write another book. It was called The Lonely Cheese. And working on that book made him feel very hungry. It was a good thing that he always found so many crumbs to eat by the trash basket in the hallway. When he finished the illustrations, Sam scurried to the picture book section and proudly placed his latest book on the shelf. Then he went back to his little hole and he waited. The next morning, sunlight streamed through the library windows again, and a little boy was looking and found a book. "What's this?" "It's another book by Sam," said the librarian. "Just who is this Sam?" she thought to herself, and put the Lonely Cheese book on her desk. Later, she showed it to the children at story time. Sam decided to write a chapter book. It was called The Mystery of the Mouse Mansion, and it gave Sam goosebumps when he wrote down the scary parts. The full moon was shining down through the windows of the darkened library when Sam crept over to the mystery section and placed his book on the shelf. Then he went back to his little hole and waited. The next day, sunlight streamed in through the library windows. "What's this?" asked a teenager who was looking for a book. "We've got to find out who this Sam is," said the librarian. "I'll leave a note on the bulletin board and tell him I would like to meet our new author." She put The Mystery of Mouse Mansion on her desk and later showed it to the writing class that came in after school. That night, Sam found the note. Here's the note, and this is what it said. "Dear Sam, all of us at the library have been enjoying your books immensely." That means a lot. "We're all wondering who this mysterious Sam really is. Whoever you are, you certainly have a lot of talent. Not everyone has time to write even a single book, let alone 3 books. We think it would be fun to have a Meet the Author Day with you as our special guest. The children would love to hear you read your books and share some of your secrets for writing. Yours truly, Mrs. Forrester, the head librarian." Sam was very nervous. He was happy the children at the library liked his books. He was flattered that they wanted to meet him. But mice, as a rule, are very shy when it comes to meeting people. Sam couldn't understand why people thought writing and making up stories was so hard. If only they would try. They might find out that writing was a lot of fun. Sam had an idea. He went to the library's desk and got some supplies. All night long, he wrote and drew and snipped and folded and stapled little rectangular paper into mouse-size books. In the morning, when the librarian opened the children's room, there was a sheet of paper taped to the door. "Meet the author today," it read. A little girl was the first to see Sam's display, all set up on the front table. "What is this?" she asked. There sat a tissue box with a pair of pencils taped to the sides and a banner stretched across the top. On the banner was written, "Meet the author," with an arrow pointing down at the mirror. If there's a mirror and you look into it, who do you see in the mirror? You got it. You see you. Sam was telling all the boys and girls that you are an author. You're all authors, boys and girls. That means you can write your own books just like Sam. The girl bent over to look in the empty tissue box. "Oh," she said in surprise, for there at the bottom of the box was Sam's little mirror, and she saw herself. Me, an author. Next to the mirror was a stack of tiny blank books and a pile of pencils that Sam had sharpened with his little teeth. So, what do you think the boys and girls at the school library did? You got it. All day, and for many more after, people came in to see the little display to meet the author. Soon there was a whole shelf full of books written and illustrated by people who had never written a book before, telling stories they'd never told before. Sam was a library mouse. His home was in a little hole behind the children's reference books. All that night, Sam sat in his hall, thinking and thinking about the next book that he would write. Would it be a mystery and an adventure, a funny book, or a true story? There were so many stories to tell. Sam thought, I'll just write one of each. So he picked up his pencil and got straight to work. So what the author, Daniel Kirk, is telling you, boys and girls, in this book is that he wants all of you to be authors, just like Sam. So when you're home with your families, K-Bridge, Mrs. Falvey and Mrs. Brandeis want you to read books, but we also want you to write and illustrate books too. And that reminds me of our little song. Let's sing it together. The author writes the book. The author writes the book. Hi-ho, library-o, the author writes the book. The illustrator draws. The illustrator draws. Hi-ho, library-o, the illustrator draws. The publisher puts it together. The publisher puts it together. Hi-ho, library-o, the publisher puts it together. I hope you enjoyed our Library Mouse book today, written by Daniel Kirk and illustrated by Daniel Kirk. Mrs. Brandeis and I hope you'll have a super S week. Here's our S. And we'll see you tomorrow on Zoom on Wonderful Wednesday. Bye.